So I've been doing some reading. So, Book of the New Sun. It's not really a book, it's 4, and it's in the 3rd, The Sword of the Lictor, where we meet a Mr. Alzabo, an alien beast that absorbs the consciousnesses of those it devours. It's described as having a hunched posture, glowing red eyes, gleaming white teeth, translucent red claws, and a coat of red fur. Now that's all well and good, but what do I do about everything else? Well, there's one place that's better than any other when looking for inspiration. Nature. The wondrous outdoors. So beautiful and serene, I can just sit here and watch the animals. Oh my god, what the hell is that? Kill it, kill it, kill it! Whew. Anyway, that nasty creature was the sockeye salmon, which, aside from fitting the general red theme, has a rather ferocious face for a fish, and adds some thematic depth to the build. Because the Alzabo literally fills the niche of a bear, which I'll get into in a minute, there's a, to put my pretentious beret on, a symbolic subversion, a reversal of roles as the fish walks on land, as prey becomes predator. And also I think it looks cool. Now when I said earlier that the Alzabo literally fills the role of a bear, that's because at some point in the Book of the New Sun's past, all those lovely animals we have today, well, they kind of all went extinct. And so what do you do to fix that? Bring in a bunch of aliens, of course. Or resurrect extinct Earth animals. Both will do the job. It's one of the many throwaway details that make the Book of the New Sun so brilliant, but one detail I can't neglect with this build are the Alzabo's explicitly mentioned ears. I had a few ideas for the ears. I thought about representing them as a pair of horns, or maybe even a set of gills to carry on the fish theme. But ultimately, I decided that a more literal approach would be best and weirdest. Now he's still missing a mouth, so I think I'll pay an old friend a visit. The Alzabo, a red creature that can speak with a human voice. The parrot? Well, I don't know if my friend will be speaking anytime soon, but I still think it's a pretty clever design choice to link this otherworldly creature to something a little closer to home. I've still got to honour the description though, by making this beak a little more toothy, giving it a bit of that Expedition Daggerist look. Which is fitting because Wayne Barlow, the artist behind that creature, also created the best Alzabo there is and ever will be. Everything from the little Shrek ears, the upside down eyes, to the hoof knuckle claws is perfect. I mean, just look at it. Look at it! I may not be able to best that design, but I can certainly add some gross factor to mine by adding a weird exposed muscle flesh flap holding the lower jaw in place. I've no idea how such an organ would work, but I imagine it gives my Alzabo the ability to retract its jaws when it's just chilling, and extend them when the hunt is on, like a goblin shark crossed with salad tongs. It's this kind of detail that, to me, implies what the Alzabo's home planet must be like. Maybe it's nice and humid to keep all that exposed flesh moisturised, but here on Earth, it just looks uncomfortable. Like, what if you get some dirt in that and... Come on man, do us all a favour and put that mouth away. With all that gnarly texture added, the final step is to add a little tongue. Just a simple blob of clay, pinch it down, flatten it, taper it so it's a nice and sharp rather than just like a blunt U-shaped thing. Stick it in there, and oh, you can see it's not terribly secure, kind of lolling, and oh, right, come on, get back, gosh, right, he's a slippery fella, let's see, come on, just get, oh, gosh, are you too good for your home? Come on, nice and steady, there we go, right. That looks secure. No escaping for you this time. After that ordeal, we can put him in the oven to bake and move on to the body. I attached the head to a rather flimsy looking armature, but with the power of tin foil and editing, we can bulk him up a little before covering the neck in some clay. From here on I can stop thinking about designing and focus purely on the sculpting, because the rest of him is basically just fur. And there's a lot of fur. Starting with some nice sideburns to emphasise that jowly look, my technique is essentially carving a bunch of lines. I mean, there's a bit more to it than that. They've got to be spaced out according to how thick you want your strands of fur to be, and should be wavy and intersect each other at points, with the points of intersection becoming the ends of strands of fur. And because fur is layered, you want to, at the ends of each point, on the new strand below that, sort of blend down and push under the clay so it looks like it's sitting below the one on top, and do that all the way down your length of fur. As you can imagine, this process is very fiddly, so I've done it in segments to avoid smushing my progress, and with the neck done, it's time to do the same thing over and over, so I'll talk about the Book of the New Sun instead. Told from the point of view of Severian, the story unfolds on an Earth so far in the future that the sun is dying, and humanity has regressed into an almost medieval state with bits of sci-fi flair. Our guy Severian is a proud member of the Torturers Guild, who, torture people in abandoned rocket ships using ancient psychic technology. Unfortunately for old Severian, he falls in love with one of his clients, an exultant named Thecla, and to spare her suffering, he, how shall I put this without getting demonetized, sets her free, in a way. That last bit was a joke. I can't get demonetized, I don't make any money. The other torturers aren't too keen on this, so they kick him out, sending him on his way to the city of Thrax to become its lictor, with nothing but his Fuligan, black that absorbs all light, cloak, and a sword called Terminus Est on his back. It takes him 2 whole books to get there, with everything from flower jewels to travelling theatres and psychic time travel happening on the way. Soon after becoming the lictor of Thrax, he becomes a fugitive and so has to flee into the old mountains of Earth. He meets some family in a forest cottage who have just lost their father and daughter and stays with them for the night. When night falls and the green moon rises, a voice from outside says, "Let me in, mother." As you might have guessed, that wasn't a little girl, that was our boy the Alzabo, who switches between the daughter and father's voices. Well, it's not so much that it's speaking with their voices, more that they're speaking through it. The consciousnesses are still alive within the beast and want their family to join them, in the monster's belly. What follows isn't really a fight scene, but a discussion, where they end up agreeing to leave each other alone instead of mutually assured destruction. And I'll leave the storytelling there for today. The fur is finally finished, and all we need now are some curved claws to complete the creature, and I think I know just where to get them. Call it unoriginal, but I think it's resourceful, squeezing every last drop of cool out of a source of inspiration. I mean a friend. Plus, parrot talons are nastier than any bear claws could ever be, and they've already got that weird double thumb thing going. While I'm adding the wrinkly texture, I'd like to say a big thank you for making it this far, and also for waiting this long for this video. It's no secret that these things take ages to make, and with exam season looming, there's no telling when the next installment of this trilogy, yes, it's gonna be a trilogy, will come out. So, if you want to see that, I would implore you to press that subscribe button, and while you're waiting, maybe pick up the Shadow of the Torturer, and who knows, by the time the next one comes out, you might have completed the whole solar cycle. But anyway, with the claws completed and attached, all that's left is to slap on a coat of Fuligan and see the finished beastie.